Shalom, everyone. I hope that you're doing absolutely fantastic. Thanks for joining for a chit chat. I might do a reading. I may not. I may just chit chat. We'll just see. If you are returning, welcome back to this channel. If you aren't and you are brand new and you're seeing me for the first time, my name is Shannon. I apologize for using this camera. My name is Shannon and I'm glad to have you. And I'm just myself on my channel, and sometimes I just get on my channel any old way. And last night I got on my channel with the other side of the tapestry is what I think I named it. I had no makeup on. I'm not a superficial person. And so if you are new and you might not, if you're willing to look at a video because somebody got the makeup on and they're all dressed and whatever, but you would never give a time of day to look at somebody who looked like I looked in that video in any kind of way, then you miss out. You miss out on what love really is, because love isn't a look. Love is a truth. And until you and I are willing to be blind but yet see, and deaf but yet hear by way of love, then you don't get it. You don't get it. And my channel is just very intense from both sides. And I'm not churchy or religious. I'm just myself, like I said. But I do love Yehovah Elohim, who gives us life and breathes into us transformative energy. And but anyway, if you stay on this channel, then you stay on this channel. Great, you'll grow with all of us, and I'm glad to have you. And just know that there will be energies that come across in any way, shape, or form, in a raw truth that could be disturbing to you. Okay, so on my first reading today, I started to talk about something that Yehovah was bringing in my heart about a person that's probably been about 2-3 years now, when my process started on one of my channels. I started to talk about something that he was put through my spirit, and I stated that I'd just get on here later and talk about the person that he was laying on my heart, that I had shared about many years ago. And early this morning, as I was waking up, I was just thinking about everything and asking Yehovah, what am I going to do? And I know you show up and you're so tangible on my channel, and I only exist here today because you've walked beside me. At the same time, there's so many unknown things that are still around me that are unfair. And so I'm just kind of having those kind of thoughts. And then my mind shifted, and I just was pulling down some energy within my mind and casting thoughts away that don't need to be there, because our mind is very, it's very powerful, people. Our mind is very powerful. Again, I only exist today because my mind stays upon Yehovah, like he states, if you keep it on me, I'll keep you in perfect peace, and I do have perfect peace. He gives us a covenant of peace for those people who are his people. And I seen Helen Keller today in my spirit. She was blind and deaf, and she couldn't even speak. So really, she just made noises. All of us, a lot of people have seen that movie. And her teacher was dedicated to that girl. And there were moments if you go watch the movie, there were moments in that movie that it was hard for the parents to even view what the teacher had to do to try to get her attention, because she had nothing to go by. The child never seen anything to even have any kind of relation to what was being taught, so that child could grow from that space, from the root of what was being taught within the mind of what's being seen, because there was no vision there. And she had no way to talk to her, but by feeling. That's all she had. The divine makes a way where there seems to be no way. Even in seasons, because there was that teacher had to go through a season with that child. She really wasn't given that long of a season with her, really. If you go watch that movie, even the parents kind of were like, what's the use? I'll give you, I don't even remember. It was just a few weeks, or I don't remember how many. It wasn't very long. The teacher convinced them to take her on a little trip and make her think that she was going somewhere, and end up not too far from their house where she actually lived, and set up this house so that the teacher could be alone with her and, get her away from her surroundings, and to try to break through. And she broke through with some things, but in that movie, she was heartbroken because the parents came and said, your time's up. Oh, we want her home. Your time's up. And she just give me a little bit longer. But she had to just let it go. But within the letting go in that movie, something took place. I think they were sitting at the table, eating. She came back to her own surroundings and the things that she did pick up and learn. She got into that familiar place and just kind of went right back into, well, I can get what I want if I do this. Mom and Daddy give it to me. Why do I have to sit here and eat from a fork or a spoon when all my life I'm in a familiar space and a place, and Mom and Dad just give me what I want? And we got a lot of grown-ups that act that way. They were born with a silver spoon in their mouth, and that's the only way they know how to get through life. And they're dumb, and they're blind, and they're deaf. And yet Jehovah, through His grace, set them down. No, you're going to sit down, because there was some real hard, intense moments in that movie before they went off with just the teacher and Helen, that they would be sitting in the dining room eating, and the teacher would have to go grab her and put her down and say, no, no. And that was hard on the parents to have to watch that stuff. Okay? But it had to be done. If that had not have happened that way and in that intensity, we wouldn't have Helen Keller today being talked about. And she ended up being an inspiration. She had her teacher there with her all of her life, but we have video. I think it's reenactment, but she spoke. She learned how to speak. She learned how to see a different way. She learned how to hear a different way, though she never heard, though she never saw. But she did speak, and she did get it, and there was a way regardless. And the teacher walked by Helen until, I guess, her death, I guess. And Jehovah walks with us, even if we don't understand everything, but yet we do. Even though we don't know what to say, but yet He gives us words to say, and He makes us go through things and lets us feel and find some type of way to communicate through that, even with other people. If you're the teacher sometimes, and sometimes you're the Helen Keller, it's all something being learned for the great divine's glory, because really Jehovah gets the glory for Helen Keller. Jehovah does. Whether she ever knew God or not, I don't know anything about her spirituality, but Jehovah, through my channel today, gets the glory. He put her in my spirit today. And He's done that a couple different times throughout my last 3 years, for an example of how people are. And it's been very transformative to look at from a spiritual point of view in things within my own self, and viewing how other people act in the earth as well. And I guess what I got out of that today is, because we had transformative energy, we had death card come out on both my channels today, and it's very transformative stuff. And if Helen Keller can be transformed and be an inspiration even though she had to have somebody there all the days of her life to be that, then why can't we find a way to come together to communicate, even if it's foreign? Even if you may never really ever in your whole entire existence see how I see, or me see how you see from your lenses, or how you are hearing something or not hearing something, or how I'm not hearing something, or vice versa. But yet, would you walk with me? Because whether you can see or hear or talk, truth still remains that people are still the same to some degree. Still got to get up, put clothes on. Still got to get up and take something in your mouth and eat it. You still got to get up and brush your hair if you have hair. Or there's still a lot of common things that still exist, regardless if issues or teaching things within whatever it is. I hope this is making sense. I really hope this is making sense. I got so much about Helen in my spirit that it's as if I am experiencing what it must be have felt on both sides of the teacher and herself in what was trying to be communicated. And I don't know how to get it out to y'all, and so I apologize for some scattered stuff, but I hope you're getting the gist of what I'm saying today. And to close our eyes and to be deaf and blind but yet see in that way is powerful once you come awake to that and be transformed to that and be accepting. Even if you are viewing somebody having to go, no, you're gonna sit down. Even if things are getting broken in the process of the learning and things are going flying. I mean, one of the scenes in that movie, there was food flying everywhere, and the parents was just like, it was devastating to watch that. But had they not went through that, she would have never been who she is to us today. For an example of something great, and she's still being spoken of today. Both the teacher and Helen. I guess my process and your process and where you find yourself in your life and your teachers and whatever role you and I play, it's our choice of what legacy we're going to leave behind within this channel. Things that people have done knowingly, in a wicked type of a way, and yet because they were blind, what for whatever reason why people did what they did to you and to me in our situations, it can transform. I'm being reminded that there is something about keys in that movie. Remember, Helen obviously knew about a key, and she locked her teacher in the room. She locked her teacher in the room. At the end of that movie, I want to say there was something about that key that was by the well of water, that she threw it away or something like that. But that very well where that key went down at the end of the movie, where she finally got it. I think she actually ends up giving a key back to the teacher in that movie. I have to go back and watch that. But she ends up getting a drink right from that well where the key was. We have a lot of stuff on my channel that is related to doors and keys and things like that. And I know that people know what that means. I just wanted to share about Helen today. Hope it made sense. Think of what it may have felt like to Helen's teacher to sit there in a room with Helen, knowing that all she could do is just stare at Helen. Though she was teaching, it was silent. And in the stillness, Jehovah says, I am there. He's with us. And He loves you. Enough to even get your attention in something violent. To set us down. He loves you today.